Welcome to No Control RC. Well, this past weekend I went to a car parts swap meet with a good friend of mine. I normally don't bring that much cash with me because usually if there's any RC cars there, it's just some old Traxxas stuff that doesn't really appeal to me that much. But boy, am I glad I brought money this time because as we're walking through, I'm looking and I'm seeing, that stuff's garbage, that's garbage. Don't like that. That's something somebody probably should have thrown away years ago. But hey, somebody will end up buying it before the end of the day, I'm sure. And then I come along and I see this car tucked down below a table. And I'm thinking, that is a Yeti. I'm like, I have never owned a Yeti. And I need to own a Yeti if I can have the chance to own one. So I go up and I say, what do you want for it? We strike a deal. I talk him down. And before I even realized, I owned a Yeti. I did open it up real quick, take a look, see the electronics were in it. He wanted more, but I got him down to $200 for this. And as I pulled it out, I realized, holy crap, it's just not a Yeti, it's a Yeti XL. It's even bigger. Now I have to carry it around, but that's besides the point. So I have $200 into this rig, and I have no idea the condition of it, other than it looks like it's all there. So this video is going to be going through and checking the diffs and electronics and seeing what's good and what's not. A lot of people could go and buy this used somewhere and need to do these same things before they actually get out and try to drive something. It's always good to do a once through, see what it needs. Might need grease or something somewhere. Better to be safe than sorry. So as I said, it's a $200 score. I think I struck gold myself, but if you get into it and everything's not good on it, might be fool's gold. We'll see. I have high hopes. I think everything feels good and feels right. If the electronics work, that'll be the biggest thing. I'll have my fingers crossed. It is the factory electronics in it, minus the servo has been switched out for a different brand. I'm okay with that. It even came with the radio. So, here we are. We're going to get into this. We're going to see what it needs, a little how-to, and once we get it done, if everything fires up and works correctly, we'll be taking this out to the sand pit. And I will say, I'm super stoked. And looking at this thing, I've never actually seen one up close, an XL anyway. And I'm getting very much Rock Ray, Baja Ray vibes from this thing. And if it's half of what those rigs are, I'll be super happy with this. Now, this rig came with a 2200 kV 4-pole motor made by Castle, and it also came with a 6S capable ESC. So, for the weight and size, it should be about right. Now, let's get into this thing and see what it needs, what it doesn't need. We'll go through step by step. The first thing we're going to do is give the body a quick look. It is a little beat and banged up, but it's no worse than what I'm going to do to it, and this isn't going to be a shelf truck. I'm going to get this thing running, and I'm actually going to drive it. This thing will be a blast out the sand pit. So, as you can see, it still has a factory ESC in it, and it has been upgraded to a Save-Aux digital servo. I don't know the strength on that one. I'll have to actually look that up. I don't really do much with that brand. The original motor there. As you can see, this has a very unique way that the batteries go in, so I'll have to make sure I have some batteries that fit with the Deans as well. We're going to look for breaks and cracks in anything. We're going to check for binding issues, slop issues, and a bunch of other stuff along the way. I'm probably going to actually start back here. We'll start with the rear end, make sure it's free, and might actually take it apart anyway because they are an open diff, and I might actually want to throw some silicone earplugs in there to stiffen it up a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just go through it factory and see what it's like so I can drive one that's like factory. Then I'll upgrade it. So far, everything is looking good. The shocks feel a little spent. We may have to rebuild those. All right, so we got the body off. Pretty easy. You take this back part off, and you pull those two things off, and it pulls right out from here. Now what we want to do now is look for cracks or breaks in any of this structure, and it all looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little dirty, it's a little banged up, but I don't see any major structural issues going on. The rear end appears to be good. I don't feel any grinding, no binding. It's clearly open diff. Does have a little shimmy in the links there. That's not a big deal. Even my Baja Rays and stuff have some shimmy into them, so that's not a concern at the moment. All the screws are tight. I checked them all. So the shocks seem good. They don't bind. They don't leak. They have fluid in them. Although you see here, see that? We're missing a top bushing in this one. Right there. See that? And I noticed also back here. Let me pick this up. See how much slop you got here? We'll have to take that apart and see if we could tighten those, or if it's something stripped out we need to address. Spur gear and slipper setup all looks good. That's a good sign. So we found a few small issues so far. Nothing major at the moment. Now this truck is 10 years old and has been used, and I don't know the owner, so it could have been abused real hard, but you know, $200 at a swap meet, sometimes you take a chance. The steering servo here, I did see that, so we'll have to address that as well. See if we can tighten this up. Looks like they may have drilled holes bigger than they're supposed to be, or that link might be worn out. No cracks in the chassis. The motor appears to be good. Rolls good, doesn't bind. It's free, so hopefully it works. The ESC we have not powered up yet, so we don't know if the ESC or the servo work. We're going over the main structure of things first to look for major issues before we even address that. So I will say the bearings look a little dry in this, so we will grease them or lube them up. You gotta check the diff cups for wear. Oh, I see an issue there. We're actually missing a pin. So it should look like that on both sides. Now the wear on the diff cup doesn't look horrible for the age. You can see there, see how it's not flat. It's got a little divot in it. That is from use, and that does happen. Not excessive, so I'm not too worried about that. So the bearings and ends need a little attention there with some lubrication. Tires look good. They're not dry rotted. They're not cracked. I don't see any tears in any of them. So what we'll do is we'll hit those few key issues I found. I'll fix them up real quick, and then we'll throw batteries in this thing and see if we can get it to run or not. That'll be the main thing. Because if the ESC is gone, then I'll have to order something else. But, you know, cross our fingers at that point. So as you can see here, it had no cup in it at all. There was just a screw through there bouncing all around. That will affect handling quite a bit more than people believe. So let's see if we can find something to go in there, or if not, I'll have to order something that will fit, because I don't know if you can still get the parts for these. All right, so I replaced these screws with some coarse thread ones because it was stripped out. That's a good temporary fix, but you know, in the long run, it might need a new axle housing. They still can get those online, so that's not that big of a deal if that is the issue, but it did tighten it up a lot for right now. And we also tightened up the steering here. So last thing we need to tackle is that front shaft. I will get that out and see what I need to do from there. All right, so you can see we got the front apart here, and you can see now what I'm talking about. That hole right there. That hole right there should have one of those in it. It does not, so we're going to have to get an axle shaft for this. All right, moment of truth. Put batteries in the controller, nice fresh ones. Got one Dean's battery hooked up, 3S. Got another one sitting over here. I don't see an on-off switch anywhere. So I'm going to assume as soon as I plug this guy in, it's going to fire up. And hopefully everything works. Well, got forward, got reverse. The electronics work. Only got it too much. The batteries aren't really in it. They're just sitting there. But it runs pretty good to me. All right. Well, guess it's time now to take it out and see what this thing actually can do. Well, that was fun while it lasted, and I'll start off by saying the truck was actually well balanced, handled well, tad underpowered with the success with the size of it in the sand anyway, because it takes a lot more. I do see why they have stepped up the rock race and whatnot to 8S, but I mean, this thing's 10 years old and it performed very well for a truck of that era and vintage. I will say about 12, 13 minutes into driving it, started getting a slight transmission noise. So I stopped, checked, wasn't the slipper clutch, checked it. Kind of feels like I need a transmission gear. Not a big deal. I checked, I can still get them online. Remember, I only paid $200 for this thing. There's probably a reason most people are selling things of this caliber at a swap meet and willing to take $200. So if I have to rebuild the transmission, that's not a big deal to me. So even with a transmission issue, I'm very happy with this truck, and I will say I will fix that. Will it stay in the stable of trucks? I don't know that for sure, because there's another swap meet coming up. I may sell this one and see what I can find at the next one, and see if I can do a whole series of these throughout the swap meet year. I think that'd be kind of fun. But overall, I'd say if I had one of these back in the day, I would have been super happy with it. Now there's just so many more trucks that are more updated, that this one, you know, I kind of see why it went away. It's still neat. It's nostalgic. It's big, powerful. It's fun. You know, everything you expect from an Axial truck. So overall, $200 in. I did fix the front drives, so that was $20, $15 I think I got them for on eBay. So those are fixed. If I fix the transmission, I'm still going to be under $300 into this thing, and I'll easily get my money back plus some out of it, I'm sure. So, you know, you never know what you get when you go to a swap meet, but in this case, I think I did all right. It was fun. Get to make a video for you guys, go through some steps. You know, hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Our channel's growing. It's all because of you guys. We really appreciate y'all. Have a nice day.